Are you ready for some nostalgia? Because Jackal and I have got it for you. In this video, we at Adventure Game Hotspot are giving you 10 classic era adventure games that you need to give another try, or for the first time, in modern day. Today, let's go.
This one I've talked about before. It's John Saul's Blackstone Chronicles. I think a lot of people didn't sort of gleam onto it because it was sort of first person. It was kind of misty, like with the point and click nodes and stuff like that. But it's such a fantastic subject matter. You're in an old um, asylum that mental asylum that is now shut down and become a museum. So there's all these exhibits of the sort of the actual methods of treatment that they used to use, and these were barbaric. These were horrible things. It would have been so torturous to be there, and of course, it was so bad that the people that were there and died there are still there as ghosts. And so well, it's not a horror story. It's more of a drama and uncovering the story of these people that were there and learning the history. It's kind of edutainment too. But anyway, it's a fantastic game. I think it was just held back by kind of the clunkiness of the interface and I don't think people knew what it was, but yeah, if you haven't played it, definitely check it out. It's so good.
Very underrated game.
Yeah.
For mine, I'm gonna go with Curse of Monkey Island.
Oh.
With Return of Monkey Island now having its third year anniversary, there still hasn't been too many people who have played Return to Monkey Island. There has also been Tales of Monkey Island that has recently come out associated with Sea of Thieves. So it has
Mm.
drawn out some interest in the adventure game series that's known as Monkey Island. So you should jump in and play Curse because it's beautiful. It still holds up to this day. Well, it's not going to be like something that you just came out the last 10 years or something. It does have its age, but the comedy is there. It sets the tone of what to expect on those games. And first and second game, well, they kind of held hands together. You don't really know what happens between the second and the third. There kind of changes in Return to Monkey Island. So if you really want to understand what has happened in between or what got you to return to Monkey Island, Curse of Monkey Island is definitely the game to play.
Yeah.
Guybrush Threepwood. It's hilarious.
That's right. And we have that game to thank for bringing Dominic Armato into our world as the voice of Guybrush. He's just so amazing. It's impossible to imagine Guybrush without his voice now. But and yeah, that is a good one to revisit because like if you're an adventure game diehard and you love the old Scum style verbs and stuff like you love the first two games. But if you're not coming from that background, the sort of much more modern feeling Curse is sort of a much better starting point into the world of Monkey Island. So yeah, great choice. I have another type of island to visit. This is Return to Mysterious Island.
Ooh.
And it's another game. I think people, again, first person sort of node based, click, to go here and there. And I don't think people understood what it was. But this is a third person game in a first person body. It's all about collecting inventory items, and it sort of pioneered crafting before crafting was a thing. It wasn't just like combine this item with that item. It was combine these four things to create something new, and you could, break them back down again and use them again. It was so wonderful. And like I really wish it was a third person game because it was like I think it would have attracted more people to it. But it's a really fabulous game, and it's got a cute monkey in it, so you can never
Mm.
go wrong with it. But it's not Monkey Island, Return of Mysterious Island.
That's one of those games where I could call it as much art as a game. Just
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. Okay, and you might notice a theme that is happening here. I'm going to go with Simon the Sorcerer 1.
Mhm.
Now, I'm trying to avoid any types of remakes. So, and while Simon the Sorcerer 1 did get lifted a little bit, kind of a remake, I guess,
Yeah,
it's not
sorry.
necessarily worth
Involuntary
trying.
gag reflex there. Yes, not a good
It
one.
was the remake was kind of designed for ports, and it wasn't ported very well. But especially with Simon Origins that's coming out, you want to know what actually it's the references that's going to be happening. If you want to know what the prequel is all about, Simon Origins is right before Simon 1. So who is Simon? He's I mean, he's just a young guy that you just want to kind of give a noogie to. The
Yeah, and
game's
he'd give
just
it right
great
back.
as it is. It's funny, it's clever, it is well. Even to this day, if you like the pixel art style, which a lot of people are going back to the well, a lot of people like the pixel art. It is a beautiful color palette of pixels, and it has the British snarky humor if you like that kind of thing. But mostly, if you have a child and you want to showcase what you liked as a kid, and if you want to just kind of get a remember what Simon the Sorcerer was all about prior to playing Simon Origins, check out Simon 1, and then maybe 2 afterwards if you have the time.
Yeah, and then stop there.
Yeah, just stop.
Immediately stop there, because don't just no, no. All
The
right.
rest are trash cans.
Well, yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but okay. I'm not gonna argue
I'd
with you.
say that.
Yeah,
Bottom
yeah,
of the
that's what
trash
I mean.
can.
I left it for you to say, but
Okay.
okay. Those who know me won't be surprised that I'm bringing this game up again because I mentioned it. I'm a champion of this game. It's Bad Mojo,
Mm.
where you play a cockroach and not a cute cartoony cockroach either, but just like the real actual disgusting little vermin. Um, but I like people are grossed out by the idea, but it's not a gross game.
Mhm.
Like you, as soon as you get over the initial shock of I'm something I want to stomp, um, there's just such a great game there. It's a very Kafka-esque story where you're a man that gets turned into a cockroach and you have to go through these, previously familiar environments that are now giant sized with all these physical activity. You don't have any arms or anything, so all you can do is kind of bump things with your head and stuff like that. So really unique game, but really, really interesting game too. And I think it holds up. It's got a lot of, well, the FMV might, be a little rough around the edges so many years later, but yeah, if you haven't played it, check it out. It's a one of a kind.
The Fly meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a Broken Sword 3. Wouldn't be a list without having some sort of Broken Sword reference. We've talked enough about Broken Sword 1. We've talked enough about Broken Sword 2. Let's talk a little bit about Broken Sword 3. Now, why I think that is something that you should play in 2025. It created something that after that became very popular, almost to a point to where it is the norm. And this game does not get as much credit for that. But when you play The Walking Dead, when you play The Wolf Among Us, you have quick timing. What do I do? Make a quick decision in this case, and subsequently, the reaction to that action changes a variable in the game. It had that in Broken Sword 3. Now, it wasn't mastered in any way. It's something that they were just feeling out, that they were trying out, and it didn't have too many. There's maybe 4 or 5 different scenarios where it's like that. But that is something that doesn't get enough credit that I believe that they started.
Mm.
So it does have that where did it come from vibe to it. But aside from that, it's just a great game. The story is wonderful. A lot of people give it negative credit because it has too much puzzles, too much
Yeah,
um,
the box puzzles,
box puzzles, crate
crate puzzles.
moving, all of that type of stuff. And there is some level of silliness at the end. If you don't like knights, then you think it's silly. If you like chivalry and swords and actual knights, then you'll love it. Fantasy style. But it is a really good and really fun story. Very much worthy of the Broken Sword series of what it's known for. And it goes back to the Templars. So, what more can you ask for in an adventure game in 2025? Well, I'll tell
What
you, there's a lot
more?
more that you can ask. You can ask for Broken Sword 6, but we're not
That's
going to get
true.
it.
And we are, but yeah, yeah. And while we're waiting, because it appears there's going to be a
Correct.
wait, but yeah, I mean, I'm on record as saying I don't think it's the best Broken Sword, but it's my favorite one. It was just something about it, the change to the direct control that made it feel a little bit more immersive than it ever had before. So I'd forgotten about those sort of early quick timey things, and
Yeah.
they caught me up. If I remember that
Mhm.
now, they're like, I was used to sitting, okay, it's a cut scene, so I'll sit back and
Yep.
then the choice would flash up on the screen. Oh crap, I gotta answer, might might be too late.
Yeah, I didn't
Anyway,
like
yeah,
it at first. Honestly,
yeah,
I didn't care for it at first. Those aspects of the quick time decision making type of thing. But once you realize and once you were looking for them, then it added a little extra oomph.
it did. It was interesting. So, all right, I got one that's timely, but this would be on my list anyway. But it's especially timely because there's another game coming out by Double Fine and designer Lee Petty called Keeper. But the game I'm talking about is Stacking.
Hmm.
And talk about a one of a kind game. Like this is a game like none other. It's all about you play as Russian nesting dolls through a variety of different environments, and it's not about finding the right item to use. It's about finding the right character to fit into to then be able to carry out whatever acts you need to do. And of course, like because nesting dolls have to fit one into another, you have to be like you have to have the right layers to do it. And like it's just such an interesting concept. I don't know if they totally nailed the execution, but it's just so incredibly original that you have to play it if you haven't.
That's a great choice because it's one of those games that I tried. It wasn't at all what I was hoping to play. If I gave it a chance, if I went into it knowing that it was going to be that style of game, something that was completely original, which I wasn't looking for,
No,
I would have given it more chance because I didn't finish it. So
I,
that
I,
might be
I mean
something I
it,
would go back and play
it.
again.
It's so original you don't even know to expect it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, how do you go in there expecting that? It is just so unique. So yeah.
Okay. So my next one is going to be Machinarium. And that
Mm.
might not necessarily be the golden era, but we're going to pretend like it is because this is definitely well past the 2000s, probably more like 2007-ish. My perspective is all wrong
Yeah,
entirely.
me too.
But
That sounds right. So let's go with it.
with the updated game coming out from the Infinopoulos is going to be coming out, I figured I might as well throw Machinarium. And you want to talk about another unique game for the era? It was a unique game for the era. I use this expression a lot, but it's perfectly describes it. It's charming. I think that's the emphasis that Amanita was going for on that. You don't have people talking. You don't have people. You got charming robots.
That's right.
Silent. Falling in love? Question mark? Maybe you'll fall in love with the game in 2025, but it's something that you definitely want to play. It's a very, very, very unique game as well for its
And
time.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
Like hand drawn and just so nice to look at too.
A
So,
rustic feel, something that glows but rustic.
ooh, all right. Okay,
Rustic,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go with
Metal.
it'll feel like a grand oldie because of the name, but it's not that old. It's Zork Grand Inquisitor.
Ooh.
Now, this was like the third graphic Zork game
Hmm.
and the last one. It's just so wonderful. And again, don't if you're not sort of into first person games, don't let that put you off because it's funny, it's original. Like all the items you get are sort of silly things, and you use magic, and it's just such a unique world that you don't need to know Zork. You don't need to have played the text games or have any association with it. It's just a fun game that'll make you feel good to play. So, like, who can't, have enough games that make you feel good? Try Zork Grinding.
Who can't have enough games that make you feel good? This is one that I want to try again in 2025 because I think I underrate this. I think I'm more mature now and something where I will appreciate it more. Now, mind you, I have played it, but it's been a good 20 years, maybe even more. And I'm talking about the Dig.
Oh, yes.
We're talking about games to where you don't expect something. Now, mind you, when it came out, it wasn't billed as a typical LucasArts hilarious comedy adventure game. However, somehow I expected there to be some level of comedy to it. I
Sure.
wasn't expecting it to be so serious with a cartoon-esque look. And looking back now, being mature, I think that I will appreciate it a whole lot more. I think that I'll enjoy the puzzles a whole lot more. The characters are strong from what I remember, and I definitely read the book as well after playing the game. So going back, I would love to see how well it relates to the book. Compare it to other Steven Spielberg movies that he has put out in the past, and it is a Steven Spielberg, is it produced, written? Not so sure, but it does have Steven Spielberg tied to the game. But it's gorgeous. It's a
Mm.
gorgeous game. That one of those like Curse of Monkey Island, while it has shown its age, something that isn't too far out of something that a modern gamer would like to see, at least in his game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you, Jack, so much for doing our top 5 games that you should give another chance at. I don't think that's going to be the
Absolutely.
title for this video.